So guys, this is my preview video for season 2 episode 11, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the final episode to come. The rumor is that this episode is going to be 45 minutes long, or roughly 40 plus minutes long. There's a lot that's going to be happening in this episode, I believe, because of the time frame. But what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to do my best to just talk about some key points as far as what we're going to be seeing in this episode that I believe that we're going to possibly be seeing more so, if anything. And I believe that that's the reason why. There's reasons why the episode's going to be long. But with that, guys, let's dive into those reasons in this preview video for season 2, episode 11 right now. So, in this episode, this is what we were going to more than likely possibly see throughout this entire episode. We're going to actually be seeing like the aftermath. We're going to be seeing like just destruction. We're going to be seeing a lot of this stuff. We're also going to be seeing Zenitsu wake up. He's going to be like in a tantrum, of course, because he doesn't realize what happened. We're actually going to be seeing Tanjiro like worried about different various things going on around them. But then we're also going to see Nezuko do some very dope stuff, because it's going to be tied into what we saw between her fight between her and Daki, with her blood and her blood demon art, actually, where if you remember, when in her fight that some of her blood got on Daki, and this flame engulfed her body. What Nezuko's going to do, because Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Uzui have been poisoned by Gyutaro, she's actually going to use that same blood demon art, that fire, that flame, to actually go to their bodies, and basically engulf their bodies in their blood demon art, the flame, and that flame is going to actually burn the poison out of their bodies. This is what we're going to see here in episode 11 of season 2, and then we're actually going to be getting to like a backstory for Gyutaro and Daki. This is what we're going to be seeing here, because basically Tanjiro is going to be looking for their heads. He wants to confirm that they're getting ready to die or have died. And then we're going to get the backstory. We're actually going to see their past lives, a flashback. A lot of the stuff that we're going to see is basic per the manga, chapters 95 and to 9 through 99. 96 and 97 are basically going to be focusing on this backstory. So this is probably one of the reasons why the episode is going to be really, really long. But what we see in this flashback, we're going to actually it's going to be Gyutaro like narrating their past, how they grew up, talking about his deformity, talking about him being beat down and having rocks thrown at him, and talked about how he sounds because he has a specific sounding voice. All of this stuff's going to be happening in this flashback. But then we're also going to be seeing that he has a sickle with him, and he's going to be talking about how he protects himself in fighting and stuff like that. He basically has to teach himself to do so. But then we're also going to see that Daki, because she was born a very pretty, beautiful young lady, that we're going to see, we're going to find out that she was being like used and like sold to guys, basically, and sexualized and stuff like that. And he's going to be he's going to end up, I want to say he mentioned something about her being 13 years old and her coming in contact with a samurai, and she stabs that samurai in the eye. They hinted at this in episodes 6 and 7. From Daki's perspective, we see her as a little girl in the flashback in episode 6, but then we're also going to see this samurai guy, and I want to say his wife. We see that they show their image in episode 7, and we're basically going to be seeing that Daki had stabbed the samurai in the eye. He comes back with his wife, and they burn Daki's body to the point where she's almost about to die. Gyutaro has come back. He finds her body there. They attack him, and then he ends up using his sickle to kill the woman and eventually kill the guy. But then once that happens, then we're going to see him carry her body out. And he actually is going to be mentioning about the people at the town of entertainment are not helping them as he's carrying her burnt body through the town. And then that's where we're going to actually see one of the upper moon demons pop up. Yes, guys, we're going to see upper moon demon pop up here in this episode, this finale episode, he's gonna approach Daki and Gyutaro to basically turn them into demons. He's gonna invite them to become a demon. This is what we're gonna see, and this is how we're gonna see them become a demon. And we're gonna see Gyutaro, a somber moment between Gyutaro and Daki, just before. I believe we're gonna see how they turn into a demon, and then we're actually gonna see like their heads, because Tanjiro's holding their heads. That's when their heads totally like dissipate and disappear, and they're gone. And then we're gonna actually see one of the Hashira pop up, who is surveying the area. He's gonna have a conversation with Uzui. It's Obanai Iguro. He's gonna have a conversation about the vacancy that Rengoku has left behind, because again, RIP to Rengoku. He's going to be talking to Uzui about that vacancy, about trainees not being strong enough because we have this empty slot. But Uzi's going to actually talk about Tanjiro, because he's going to say we actually have a strong trainee. It's this trainee that you hate so much. He's going to say that Tanjiro should be that replacement for the vacancy for the Ashira. And then that's when we're going to probably see something huge towards the end of this episode, guys. And it's these specific moments here in season 2 of episode 11, which I believe we're going to get to come. And it's this stuff here. Guys, I also forgot to mention that we're actually, before what I'm going to be talking about, we're actually going to see Lord Kaguya. He's going to be, I want to say he's going to be on like his deathbed. He's going to be talking about the victory that they had, that Tanjiro and crew had against Gyutaro and Daki. He's actually going to be mentioning Muzan here in this scene, talking about how, you know, this is a big, huge hit towards him, towards the upper moon and all of that. And he's basically saying, like, he's proclaiming that, you know, this is the best time to where they're going to defeat Muzan here. And then he's basically going to be coughing up blood and stuff like that during this scene. And he's going to basically, like, pass out. I don't want to say that he's on his deathbed to where he's, like, literally, like, gonna like die here, but I'm just, you know, it just seems like this is what we're gonna see in this episode. But then we're going to actually see a summons of the upper moons. Muzan calls a summons. We're gonna actually see Akaza pop up the upper moon, the third upper moon. He's gonna pop up in this scene. He's gonna be the first one to show up in this scene before we see the other upper moons. We're gonna see upper moons 3, 4, 5, and 1. We're gonna see Gyoko. We're gonna see Doma. Doma's the one is the one that turned Gyutaro and Daki into demons. And we're gonna see some very, I want to say, funny interactions, but interesting interactions through all of them, because they're basically waiting for Muzan to pop up. But then we also see, like I said, Upper Moon 1, Kyoku Shibo. He's the number 1. He's actually a demon with a lot of eyes on his face. He looks really, really cool, really, really dope, right? But basically, Muzan calls this summon. It's been 113 years since they were last summoned. Hatan Guso, I believe that's his name. He's one. I think he's Upper Moon 4. He's the one that mentions this summons because it was so long ago. But Muzan basically calls them to this summons because he talks about how, you know, Gyutaro and Daki losing. He mentions that Gyutaro was stronger out of the two. He's basically going to be talking about how, these upper moon, he feels like they've gone soft. He's kind of like been lenient on them, but he is basically saying that, he wants to be more strict towards these upper moons here, just because of how time has been flowing and moving, and the fact that, I want to say, because they, Gyutaro and Daki lost this fight, he realizes too that this is such a huge blow towards the upper moon in his organization. But basically, once we see this conversation and stuff going on, he ends up leaving, he dips out, he leaves, and we're gonna have some more conversations between the Upper Moon Six, some very interesting conversations that they're gonna be having between the two, specifically something about Akaza and him being weaker than a few of them. It's going to be very interesting that we're going to see this. But ultimately, this is what we're going to see. And I believe, this is what I believe, don't quote me again, this is what I believe. A lot of the stuff I'm talking about, I believe that we're going to see all of this stuff happening. But we're actually going to see something of a dream, something specific, where we see this, I want to say Demon Slayer, specific characters, adult guy, he's talking to a young kid. They're having a specific conversation, and he actually has like a scar on his face, sort of like Tanjiro's. It's not as deep as Tanjiro's, but it's on the side of his left head. And they're going to be having and discussing a specific conversation about some things. It's going to be a very interesting conversation indeed. And this actual kid that he's talking to sort of looks like Tanjiro. That's key note to mention per this towards the end. I want to say this is what we're going to see towards the end of this episode. And you know, during this conversation they had this specific stuff talking, and then that's when Tanjiro wakes up and he's going to mention like, was that a dream? Something that he was talking about specifically back in want to say the past episode per the anime. But he wakes up out of this dream. He gets approached by somebody specific. They're going to be saying like, you're finally awake, this, that, and the third. He's going to be asking about people, but he's going to say like, you know, you were so out of it that you were basically asleep. You were basically like asleep for 2 months. That long, guys, that long. And you know, that's when the chapter ends. That's chapter 99. And I believe that this is all that we're going to be getting. And I believe that's how the episode 11, the finale, is going to end, because we're getting ready to walk into some interesting stuff to come. So, you know, with that, there's a big announcement that's going to be coming on the 20th of February. I'm going to do my best to try to keep track of that announcement. It's pertaining to the anime specifically. It's probably going to be an announcement for season 3. It's probably going to be an announcement for another movie. We won't know. It's per the Weekly Shōnen Jump magazine, so that information will be pushed out on the 20th. So I will definitely look to do a video on that, guys. But that's pretty much my preview video for season 2, episode 11 for this Sunday. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. With that, guys, leave some comments in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on this video. Let me know your thoughts on the preview. Let me know your thoughts on what you all believe is going to be happening in this finale. And with that, guys, I will hopefully talk to you all next time with more Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba videos. Peace, guys.